Ending off my Saturday nights. Actually gonna go run a couple of quick work errands, but I just want to make a quick video while I'm driving. So, going over some security tips. I had made a video about it the other day, and I wanted to touch on some more things. So, patrol tactics. You know, there's different ways to go about doing your patrol tactics, and it's mostly you have to have some kind of element of surprise, and you got to be able to use misdirection and kind of get people to think that you're doing one thing when you're really doing another. So let me give a quick example. Let's say you're, you have a unit that you're suspicious of that could be dealing drugs, or people know that they're dealing drugs for sure, and you see them and you're on your basic patrol route, but you don't want them to know that you're onto them, and so try to find something to go document. Try to find something to make it look like that was your major priority or concern for being in that area of patrol while you're doing your patrol. So, for example, let's say they're at a unit and let's say there's some graffiti on a vending machine, for example. Okay, so you're 4 or 5 units away from the vending machine where that suspected drug dealer is at. You're walking by, you're making mental notes, you're checking out what's going on, and at the same time you're making it seem like you're going to handle the graffiti situation. Like that was the lowly security guard can only handle the graffiti situation. He's not going to bust us for dealing drugs. He doesn't know what's going on. Make it look like you don't know what's going on. Make it look like you're oblivious to the situation. And in reality, you're documenting everyone that comes in and out and getting license plates and all that good stuff. So you can help build a case for TPD, the management, whoever's going to be involved in the dealings of these people that are breaking community policies or dealing drugs, whatever. So as you're walking by, take your mental notes, everything else, and then go up to the graffiti and make it look like that's your big ordeal that you're dealing with is, like the graffiti that's on the vending machine. Document it, take your pictures, however your company has you document things, and then after that you'll just kind of like make it look like you're doing one thing when you're really doing another. And so like that's a good tip to have. If you're doing bike patrol or if you're doing vehicle patrol and you notice stuff going on, look for like vehicle issues, look for whatever. So let's say you got people that are about to cause a problem, and you drive by and you see that they're about to do something. Keep on going, give them that space, give them that benefit of the doubt that they think, oh, he's just a stupid security guard, he doesn't know what's going on, when in reality, you're about to turn around and go up and bust them as soon as they start doing, they could be breaking and entering, they could be damaging vehicles, whatever. So always give that element of surprise to people when you're dealing in security. Now, that doesn't mean walk up and scare people or whatever, because that can get you hurt, but as far as like being sneaky about how you document and how you do your observing reporting, there's subtle ways to go about doing it so that way you don't endanger yourself or anyone else because you're catching someone doing something bad. 9 times out of 10, people that are doing something bad, if they see a security guard or some kind of authoritative figure, they're going to stop what they're doing and not do it until at least you're gone, or when they know it's a safer time to do it without them getting caught. And so that's a really important tip and lesson to go off of when you're doing security work. And mainly like you should just always think ahead of, or try to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of people. If you do know that there's possibilities that certain people are doing some bad stuff, and save face as much as possible, so that way you don't put yourself in a situation where you could possibly get hurt. Okay, so take that for what it is. If you feel like you being there is going to endanger you in any way, then take some serious precaution. Ask for backup. Maybe get the police involved if you need to. There's a lot smarter ways to go about things, because you don't need to get hurt. No one needs to get hurt in the security field. It's not worth it. You're not being paid to take those kind of risks. that a police officer would take, or a fireman or whatever. And I'm not saying that you're not brave as a security guard for, doing those things or not doing those things. I mean, it's more about, the risk needs to equal the rewards. And if you're not being paid those rewards, then that's why you need to call the police and have them take care of any kind of dangerous situations that you might encounter. And so I really want you people to take this, Z-tip for security, and just really think about tactics. Think about patrol tactics differently than you've ever thought of them before. So that way you can keep yourself safe. If you have a partner, sometimes when working properties, you can have a partner with you. And so work in tandem with each other. Get into a sync, use a buddy system, and while one person's serving a distraction, the other person's doing the documentation, and then vice versa. That way you guys can keep a continuous watch and roaming patrol on what is going on. If you can tag team, a situation, definitely do it that way. And I think in most security situations, you're going to be by yourself, but if you do get the partner, utilize what you got, And then when you are by yourself, then you have to just use your brain and use your patrol tactics and use the different things that you know about the property. Like when you're on a property, walk the property. Find out what's going on. Look for property damage. Look for, broken windows, broken doors. Look for all the different things that can help you, give you a reason to be observing certain people. That way you kind of, obviously you're in a security guard uniform, but you're not really blowing your cover that you're there directly to deal with them. Use the diversion of you're checking out the graffiti on the vending machine, or there could be broken playground equipment, for safety hazards. There could be damage in the laundry room. There could be, all kinds of different things on property. Let's say there's some broken community lights that are in the multi-purpose area. If you go about it that way, then you're less likely to scare them, and they'll keep doing the activity that you're trying to bust them on. And so keep those kind of patrol tactics in mind, that the more subtle and sneaky you are simultaneously, the more results you're going to get, and you're going to effectively help bust a lot more of the bad people that you're trying to get rid of, okay? And, if you get combative with people, or you're not structuring your patrol the right way, you're going to ruin your chances of making a great bust or helping someone get evicted, or whatever the case might be. And so take that to heart for what it is, that you can do your job a lot better if you just think about things before you actually do them, okay? So let's see some other tips about security. Okay, so documentation, pictures, always covering your six, covering your ass, whatever you want to call it. What does that really mean? What that really means is that you're not going to, let something happen without you making sure that you covered yourself. So, for example, sometimes we have, key issues, or there's property damage, or there's something that happens after someone leaves and it was their beat. So we can't have that happen. As a security guard, you have to be able to cover yourself and say, no, I took pictures, I documented this, I did that, and so I know it didn't happen on my beat. And you really have to make sure that you're taking the time to check everything. Don't just go in and do a half-ass once-over of the amenities that you're checking. Let's say that you're at a commercial property, for example, and they tell you that, hey, this place should be vacant, and then you just walk through, you peek in the windows, or however far you're allowed to enter into that facility, and you don't take solid enough pictures, and then the next morning whoever owns that property comes in, and there's a homeless encampment going on, and they got 3 transients in there shooting up heroin. That's on your beat. That was your dime. You were supposed to make the call and make it happen and make sure no one was in there. And because you failed to do that, now you just jeopardized your client's relationship, with your company. and probably your job for that matter. You know what I mean? Like I said, the security field is a very unforgiving industry. You know, you can have 1,000 good deeds and one mess up and you're done. And and the thing of it is everyone is subject to that. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter what your rank is, your reputation, whatever. You know, you do one thing and that could be it for you. And that's the truth. So keep that in mind as you're doing your patrols. You know, did I do everything on this property to make sure I'm not going to have any issues? You know, and if you didn't, you need to take the time to go back and make it right. Okay? The important situation that you're going to create if you do cover your rear is they're going to say, hey, this didn't happen, and you're going to say, well, here's the pictures, here's the documentation. And the other thing, notify supervisors, notify someone that's above you. You know, put the monkey on the supervisor's shoulder. That's why they're making more money than you, right? If you're the lowest security guard and they're the boss, you need to let them know this is what happened on property, okay? Because the reality with the security industry is everything trickles up and down, mostly down. But if you've done your job, then it trickles up. And that's the whole point of it. So by doing your job, you made sure that you covered everything that you needed to cover for you, and no one can tell you anything, okay? And, you know, that doesn't mean you're not going to face some flack for it. You know, you might have to beef up your patrol. You might have to be more observant and aware on property while you're patrolling. But the serious, factoid here is that if you're going to cover yourself, you need to make sure that you've done it all the way through and through, okay? The pictures, the documentation, any kind of witnesses that can be around that you can, help back up your story, making sure that you advise supervisors, advise your dispatch, all that stuff. You gotta, the more communication you have about whatever happens on your beat, the better off you are if there's a situation that arises where they're going to question your integrity on what you did as that person that was patrolling that beat that night. So you really got to think about those things before you, go into your mind frame of, I've done this place 1,000 times over, nothing's going to happen here. I'm just going to do a half-assed job and not check everything because nothing ever happens here. It's the times that you don't check, that's when stuff happens. And if you don't want something to happen, you check it. Now, Murphy's Law, we've all heard of that. What can go wrong will go wrong. Well, there you go. If you don't check the thing right, it's going to happen. You're going to end up getting messed up, and you're going to eat crap if you didn't check it. So if you didn't check all the amenities, if you didn't check the whole property, if you didn't report everything that you saw, if there wasn't complete documentation and pictures, all that stuff, it's going to come back to bite you. And I can't stress that enough. It doesn't matter what security company you work for, that's the way it is. Okay? So if you're going to be a security guard, start taking things to a different level. Don't do the mediocrity. Don't be the stereotype security guard that is just stupid and lazy, and the qualifications for the job is breathing. Okay? Like you're not just some warm body out there, walking dead, dragging your foot along, barely alive. You're a human being, and you should have passion and fire about what you're doing. Actually give a crap that someone's paying you to secure their property. Give a crap that the company's trusting you to work that beat, because they're depending on you to help keep things going. You know what I mean? The supervisors are depending on you to do your job right, so they don't look bad. And if you want to become a supervisor yourself someday, guess what? If you can't do the small things, how are they going to trust you to manage the other people to do the small things? You know what I mean? You have to set an example. If you can't set an example, what kind of supervisor are you going to be someday? You're not. And so that's the bare bottom truth about everything. All right. So just want to give a quick Z tip on Zecurity. Some of the politics, some of the tips. I'll make many more videos like this. I do apologize for the lighting situation. This is more of a rant than anything. So just realize that it's not an easy industry, and it's always going to be tough, and it's always going to be unforgiving, and that's just the way it is. So hopefully everyone can hear me properly, and the audio comes out good. I know the video is not the greatest because of the light, but for right now, this is what I have. And so this is the Z-Man signing off on the Z channel. Please like and subscribe, and tell your friends. Have a good day. Bye.